See how he just kind of got tied up against that saddle? You don't want to put yourself in a position of riding that, you know, and sometimes get no more than he's doing. It won't take much, I don't think, to get him to quit. But he's really not listening to me. He's just rolling on. Okay? Then he's trying to face up there, so he's trying to find a place and see him kind of dragging up against the outside boundaries, just trying to get away from me. It just is what it is. So I'm not going to try to make a big deal out of it and try to change it. I'm going to just let him have some steps in that and let him breathe. And see, I'm pulling on that rope just a little bit to get him to come to me, but not stop. I want him to come to me, but not stop. So I'm basically right there at the shoulder. And when my hand comes up, it's behind the shoulder, so it's driving. I'm standing here. If I don't stand up there and I pull on him, he should do that. He should, but the fact that I'm standing right there by that shoulder, now you see the difference in attitude that he's got right now. He's finding his way off of that. Now look at there. So he stood up and just came in. And now that horse right there is probably okay to get on.
Turn in, is that because maybe I've kind of pulled that lead rope to me, or will he stop? You know what I'm saying?
I think they were programmed to face up, and you know, so that's if he can keep his hips behind his shoulders. See, he's just walking on here now instead of listening to me, wanting to go on. I'm gonna just walk his front end around his hind end here until he's quit walking forward. You see where I'm staying, Cheryl, up ahead of his head as I'm walking along? And my left hand is the one that's actually producing the energy to move away, because he can see that. Now he's just side passing away from me. He's just avoiding moving his front end. He'll find it. There, he found it. Now he looked at this horse over here. He's kind of in and out of listening to me and doing what he wants to do, and I'm just staying steady in the same rhythm, and he got behind me there, so I put him back up over there, and I'm just waiting for him to find a little bit more. Now he's moving. There's what I wanted right there. There's what I wanted right there. There's what I wanted. Now I'm going to stop. Now he took off, and I didn't tell him to leave. So I'm going to just move up there and wait on him. Now he left me. So he's kind of looking at his own hair right now. He's just really just kind of looking around, not really listening to me. There he is trying to avoid me again with that face up. Now when he comes into a listening frame of mind, that's when I'm really easing off and waiting. He's not thinking about moving his feet. If he's moving and I haven't told him to move, he's not listening. So when I step up here in position, he ought to be stopped. I'm just kind of waving that rope at him. See, he's just dragging me on down the end of the pen here. I'm gonna go back here to his hip. He shouldn't be that flinchy, jumpy about that, so I'm gonna just move his hip around here a little bit. He's avoiding me. He's going away, and with his shoulder, he's leaning way over to the right. He's not really listening yet. Kind of is, but he isn't. Now he's starting to come in. There we go. There's a little bit better agreement, but now he's trying to avoid me by putting his hips behind his shoulders. So I'll just stay there until.
So where are you looking for agreement?
Well, when I'm doing this, I just want the hind end to move, and I'd like for it to move forward and away. Forward meaning the left hind is coming up in front of the right hind. See, now it's behind it. That's backwards and away. So forward and away is gonna look like that. There. Just like that. He can do that all the way around. Just like that. Perfect. That's what I want him to do. Now when I stop, he should stop. He stopped over there hiding behind his shoulders. So he's wanting to move. I'm gonna increase this a little bit here and let him use up some of that energy. Hear him grunting. You might not be able to hear it from there, but he's really laboring here right now. Just really using that. This is one of the best things that you can do before you get on, to just walk that hind end around like that. Walk it.
Walking it around, what are you looking for, though?
See how he's moving his back feet? If I can,
Crossing over in front of the right.
yeah, the left hind is reaching up towards the right front. Just softly. That's got this diagonal pair, the left hind working together with the right front. And pretty soon he'll find a place to get stopped here.
Why is that diagonal working like that?
Well, I don't know exactly why, but it's his thoughts. His hind end is coming up to his front end. Let him find a place to get stopped here if he will. There we go. And when he found that place to get stopped, then I can sit here and do nothing. Now he's in a thinking frame of mind. He's not trying to do more than I'm asking him to do. He went around there until he found there's a nice deep breath. Head coming down, softening up. Let's come back out here and see if we can find some more. I'm going to move that front end around. He's kind of developed a habit on you, I think, about hanging around that outside boundary and not listening.
Describe the outside boundary, where's it at?
Well, if I've got a visual of a track here like this as my inside boundary, and let's say that there's a track here like this as my outside boundary. So if I'm standing here marking out my tracks while he's dragging out my tracks, if I send him around, you see he's hanging on the outside boundary there. He's up to it and just hanging, his hips way on the outside of it now, and he's trying to face up while he's going around. So he's really not listening. He's just trying to find a way to avoid. Now he's listening. Now he's not. Now he's not. He's looking to the outside. Now he's right where he belongs. Now he's not. Now he's right. See how almost with every step can change when he looks off. He's not listening. When he looks where he's going, his head, his shoulders, and his hip will be on that same line going around there. If he's right now, his hips to the outside, head to the inside, shoulders on the line. So we get him going forward, get him lined out. Now his hip and his shoulders are on the line, but his head's to the outside, which is bringing the middle of his body in. Ask for it right there. When I brought his head in, it moved his hip out. There he's right on. Everything is right on. Now he's not. Now he is. Pushing on me a little bit on the inside. So that time he came in, and then I raised up and just got him out. So now I like that. See, that was a thinking foot movement. Now he's waiting on me. Tell him to move. Very nice. I asked him to move a step, he moved a step and didn't just take off. It's easy to kind of miss the idea. If we want them to go around us and they're going around, it looks like they're listening, but they're really not. If they're not ready to just barely move when we want to, or to stop when we want to, move when we want to, not only moving but be on that same scene. Now does that help recognize for you when they're right and when they're wrong? And and I'm not making a big show out of this right here. I'm just directing that around until he's decided that listening to me is the easiest path.
And walking is really just as hard or harder than it is
Sure it is.
faster pace. So just something nice and easy like that.
Speed only amplifies opportunity for mistake.